Imagine you're walking over a bridge almost touching the sky, and when you reach in the middle, you look down. Do you feel your bones chilling? Building bridges has been part of human history for thousands of years. For decades, Americans have been constructing their enormous bridges. The Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco, the Bayonne Bridge, the Vincent Thomas Bridge, and the Tacoma Narrows Bridge are just a few of the famous bridges that America has constructed throughout its native land. Each of these structures is more than 1 kilometer long. But there is one nation that has even left Americans dumbfounded: the Chinese. They have made it their mission to advance more rapidly than any other nation in the globe. The Asian powerhouse has built bridges that would simply put American masterpieces to shame. They built bridges that shocked the entire world when just the idea of them was shared, let alone the Chinese bringing them into physical reality. Let's have a look at China's seemingly impossible constructions. The Qishui Bridge was built over the Qishui River when China decided to improve its economic development in the Sichuan and Guizhou provinces. It is also known as the Jiajiaotan Bridge, which is a 1,200 meter long suspension bridge which is 323 meters above the river, making it one of the highest bridges in the world. The bridge is the last link of the 84-kilometer long Zhugu Expressway that connects the city of Zhuyong to the city of Guilin. The city connects the Zhugu Expressway in the Sichuan province to the Jiangxi-Gu Expressway in the Guizhou province. Construction of the bridge started in 2014, and the bridge took 6 years to be completed, finally being open to the public in 2020. Sichuan Road and Bridge got the contract for designing, planning, and constructing the bridge that cost a whopping 1.7 billion Chinese yuan. However, the winding cliffs and the mountainous region posed a serious topographical complication. The bridge needed to be elevated to a maximum of 350 meters above the river, and to top it, there was a cliff on the Sichuan side. On either side were collapse zones that posed a serious danger to the project. Thus, a double tower, single suspension design was chosen for the longest portion of the bridge, which is about 1,200 meters long. The total length of the bridge is well above 2 kilometers. As the rugged terrain made it difficult to build an access road, this made the bridge one of the most difficult projects that Sichuan Road and Bridges had taken up in decades. The team was forced to plan how they could build the bridge deck as a truss off-site and deliver segments to the gorge. However, they used Bentley applications to establish a stable footprint for the bridge towers, and Pro structures to optimize bridge design and placement of the 158 cables that would suspend the bridge. Using Bentley applications, Sichuan Road and Bridges saved about 14.3 million Chinese yuans, 60 days of design time, and 19 months of construction time. The next wondrous bridge that the Chinese built is the Green Juice Bridge, which is about 786 meters long and passes over the Lijiang, otherwise known as the Green Juice River, hence the name Green Juice Bridge. The bridge is most likely the longest single-towered suspension bridge and the most beautiful, passing over a remote canyon in the Yunnan province of China. The bridge is extended from tunnels in steep mountain faces on either side, much more shocking than the terrain on which the bridge has been built in the time period of its construction. Construction of the bridge started in 2019, and the bridge was open to the public in April 2022. The bridge took just 3 years to be built. The engineers put in the last girdle on March 9th, marking the completion of another marvel. This bridge links neighbouring Yuxi City and Yunnan's Xuxiongyi Autonomous Prefecture and has greatly reduced the journey time. Yuxi City is famous for its tobacco production, while Xuxiong boasts an iconic dinosaur museum. And on top of that, the two cities are connected by a single-towered suspension bridge that is held up by cables on either side. No other supports to the bridge make it seem like a gravity-defying marvel. It also holds the world record for having the steepest tunnel anchorage at 54 degrees. The single tower is 154 meters high, while the height difference between the bridge deck and the assembly is over 300 meters, which truly makes it an engineering marvel. The new Lijiang Bridge is yet another infrastructure project under the Belt and Road Initiative carried out by China that would connect the two areas that are located right in the heart of Yunnan province to major cities like Kunming and Dali. The next breathtaking bridge that is worthy of note in the Asian powerhouse nation of China is the Yangbaoshan Bridge. It is the longest bridge in the world that is higher than 300 meters with 6 lanes. The deck is in fact about 320 meters above a reservoir and 360 meters above the main river. With its 6 lanes, the Yangbaoshan Bridge is easily the widest steel truss suspension bridge that has been built in the mountains of China. A part of the Guiyang-Huangping Highway, the bridge is 1,212 meters long and one of the few bridges that has towers that are taller than 100 meters below deck. Stretching over the Dumu River, the bridge reduced the travel time from Guiyang to Huangping from 5 hours to 1.2 hours, thus marking its significance in the development of these areas. The main portion of the bridge is 650 meters and is held by the 2 main chains that also act as the main lifeline for the bridge, as it was constructed in a novel design that not only shocked China but the whole world. Using high-strength galvanized steel wires, the 2 main chains, having about 36 individual strands, weigh more than 4,500 tons. There was no issue of transporting these chains to the bridge over the mountainous and rugged terrain that the bridge is constructed over, as the chains were made right there at the spot. Before the Yangbaoshan Bridge was opened up to the public, the engineers parked 48 fully loaded trucks weighing about 1,700 tons to stress test the bridge. This is a massive bridge system that links Hong Kong, Zhuhai and Macau together and spans about 55 kilometers. It is truly a wonder that has been built by the Chinese, as it does not pass over any valley or river, but it crosses the sea. On top of that, it is not only a bridge, but also a tunnel system. Did you think of that? Of course, you didn't, but the Chinese did, and surprisingly enough, they even realized it into what is a marvelous and fascinating structure of steel and concrete. The Hong Kong-Zhuhai-Macau Bridge is often shortened as HZMB, which is how it will further be referred to here. The HZMB consists of 3 bridges, an undersea tunnel system, and 4 artificial islands. Does that sound believable by any chance? It doesn't. But that is the essence of Chinese infrastructure and architecture. Anything that does not hold a world record, the Chinese engineers simply refuse to build it. Whether it is planned or purely coincidental is debatable. It is the longest open sea fixed link in the world, and is also the longest sea crossing in the world. It connects the 3 major cities, Hong Kong, Zhuhai and Macau, on the Pearl River Delta in China. 30 kilometers of this bridge's total length crosses the Pearl River Delta in the sea, and then to allow ships to pass, it continues as an undersea tunnel section for another 6.7 kilometers and connects 2 artificial islands. Other connections include lanes and tunnels and other bridges that connect Zhuhai and Macau to the main bridge. Approximately $30 million are expected to be spent on the bridge's annual maintenance. The bridge is managed and maintained on the mainland by the National Immigration Administration of China, and on the Hong Kong side, it is maintained by the Immigration Department. Construction of this 6-lane bridge began on the 15th of December 2009, and then the bridge was completed in 2018, costing the Chinese government a whopping $20 billion. However, engineers and economists believe it to be a good investment, as it can be seen raising about 1.4 trillion yuan of revenue for developmental projects. The construction of the bridge was funded by bank loans and shared among the governments of mainland China, Hong Kong and Macau. The construction, however, had an unplanned delay of 2 years. Having been scheduled to be open to the public in 2016, this was only possible finally in 2018. The HZMB has greatly reduced the travelling time from Hong Kong to Zhuhai, from 4 hours to just 30 minutes. As drivers in Hong Kong and China drive on opposite sides, there are special links for them to switch lanes. Private transport requires a permit and a toll needs to be paid. Usual traffic is on public transport shuttles. The bridge also has its own patrol police and a score of other mind-blowing features. You can let us know what you think of China's bridges in the comment section. However, this is all for this time. It is sincerely hoped that you appreciate the effort behind getting this amount of knowledge to you. Until next time.